He's saying, son.
Oh, you already know. So are we talking about Will Rock and Chris?
It's the entanglement part. You know how you do.
Is it about Will Rock and Chris Smith? Is that what?
Talking about coming for your head taps. You know what I
I've
mean?
heard some
Ain't no
crazy.
reaction until you get a
I've heard some.
reaction.
Yo, you already know it's me. It's King Jones. We've got the Podfather here. We've been gone for ages. Make sure you're subscribed to our page. We've got a lot of shorts on there. Got a lot of
Yes,
old
sir.
videos, but they're still very relevant. As you can tell, I'm in my £1,000,000 mansion. You know, I'm staying out in the hills and that. Everyone's talking about it, man. Like, you know, the first thing is, did you see it? Like, I just want to know, did you see the slap of the decade?
Listen, I saw it. I heard it. I was shocked. That's how I woke up in the morning, obviously, because when the UK, so a lot of us didn't watch it live and stuff. And at first, I thought it was a joke, but then as soon as I watched it, I was like, this shit's crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was a long time coming. People have been playing with Will's name for a long time, man. Yeah. So,
you think it was wrong? I feel it was wrong, man. Like, I'll be real with you. First of all, I think when people use this word defend, defend. Listen, you're entitled to do what you want. You want to slap somebody, you want to feel like you're disrespected. Yeah, she was upset. Yeah. But this word defend, like defend means that you're being attacked. You know what I'm saying? And in this circumstance,
but the thing is, who gets to decide what's an attack and what's not an attack, innit?
Yeah.
It's the perception of him. So the thing is, you can't. Yeah, I'm like, it's not. Chris Rock is not the first comedian that somebody's come up and tried to have a physical altercation with or this or whatever. Like, it's happened. Usually they get heckled and then maybe the guy finds a way to diffuse the situation or whatever. But it's part and parcel of becoming a comedian that some people will want to get physical. Now, obviously, you don't expect it on a stage like that. And it's very rarely that somebody makes up to the stage and gives you. It's like if it was at a show, like security would have been there. Yeah, stop the show. There's all sorts of things because it's the Academy Awards. You know what I mean? It was a lot more serious than.
It was mad, man. It was mad. You know what? Like, stand up to Chris Rock.
Me personally, I would have pressed him backstage. I would have.
I think
I would have done nothing in front of the crowd.
But I think like this. I think. Yeah, you can't stop a man's reaction, so he slapped him. But I think Chris was in all right to hit him back because assault is assault, innit?
No, of course. Once you put your hands up, listen. Just like Will. Okay, so people are misunderstanding. So Will's right to go and do what he wants is very different from the setting. Yeah, in court, if somebody says something that's disrespectful, I can't go up and slap the judge. I can't go up and slap the prosecutor or the fellow defendant because of the circumstances of where we're at.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with that. It's not any more different. Yeah, I mean, like if my boy's at my birthday, or my wedding or whatever, I don't care what beef you have or anybody disrespected you. It should never lead to a fight there. Simple as.
Did you hear what people were saying? Somebody said they turned the Oscars to the Source Awards.
You guys are crazy. I think guys. We saw Conor McGregor fighting with Machine Gun Kelly. It's not a black thing or this or whatever.
No, but so far, no statement has come out from Will, Jada, or from Chris Rock. I'm most interested in seeing Chris Rock. What I felt like was a bit crazy, and I don't know whether it might have happened. It might happen behind closed doors. But I feel like a lot of people are consoling Will, but nobody really. I feel like I didn't see anyone talk about.
I think the difference is you can get to Will where he was sitting. I don't know if you can get to. I think if Chris went backstage, he's preparing for his next. I don't know whether he stood on the stage or whether he went backstage or whatever. I'm sure somebody would have gone up to him, and I'm sure.
The thing that I don't like, and I'll be real, is I don't like virtual signaling. I don't like if you're sad about the situation and you feel sorry for Jada, because as you said, Jada spoke about it, so maybe there's definitely a lot of people that look at it, and people that have issues with alopecia, whether it's themselves, their friends, their family, and it might be a sensitive topic for them. And there's people that have seen Jada's talk about it, and they might have felt, some empathy towards it, like, oh, right, this is a really hard situation she's in, and it's sad. But I don't like when somebody takes the issue and says, this is a bigger issue. Chris Rock doesn't like this person, or they only make jokes about this person, or this, that. Like, I saw one where Chris Rock only makes jokes about, a certain demographic of people. That's not true. Chris Rock makes jokes. I've seen Chris Rock here is one of those comedians where from agenda, race, wealth, class, if he can make a joke about it, he will.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He will make a joke about you any place you will, about whatever you mean, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whether you're rich, middle class, poor.
Listen, you don't get to his level of comedian if you're targeting one audience or whatever. Yeah, you get there because anybody can get it at any time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and because you haven't been afraid to take to take shots at people who may seem untouchable, or people who have power and all that sort of thing, but you're still able to go after them. That's how you gain the respect of the people. Like Chris Rock's one of our most respected comedians, like probably top 2, top 3 alive. Yeah. So in terms of people who are still alive and stuff or whatever, people don't put him up right there with Dave Chappelle. Like it's an ongoing discussion between who's better between the two of them, and so I don't look at him in that light at all. I think a lot of those people that you're talking about, they're young people who probably never even watched. Hold on a second.
What's going on? Sort out the kids.
Yeah. Come on.
This is unprofessionalism. He's getting
so there's got some people in it, but there's
Raven on a Monday night.
Yeah, I was gonna say that a lot of these young people have never even watched his specials. Yeah, they're literally just seeing that and just making up their discussion. I promise you, these guys couldn't name a popular Chris Rock joke or anything like that. Like they're literally just going off their agendas, and it's disgusting, really. But you see with everything these days, yeah. I mean, whether it's the Marcus Rashford thing, like guys will say, "Oh, Will should be able to go up and slap people," but Marcus Rashford can't go and talk to the fans. Yeah, who are calling his name, or Pogba can talk back to the fans in the stands. But Will should be able to go up there and slap a comedian who at least said a joke. Yeah, I mean a really offensive joke.
I saw someone that said violence is a sign of men being toxic masculinity, and then I think someone similar said that, but Will should have attacked Chris Rock for, you know what I mean? Like it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? You're against like I saw people that said I'm against violence in all means, but then this was okay. Like I saw people that said, I'm for, you know what I mean? Like it didn't. The thing is, in this scenario, there's 3 people in this scenario.
Yeah.
And depending on how you want to put it, anybody could be the victim. Let me explain. You could put it in a way where the joke, the way it affected Jada, she could 100% be the victim. The way that Will Smith saw Jada, it could have made him feel like the victim because he was helpless. The way that Chris Rock got attacked afterwards could make him the victim. There's no way that if you want to choose who you want to partner with, you can make that person look like they were the biggest victim in the scenario. So when I see a thing where it's like, oh, only this person was affected, there was no right. For me, I don't look at it and say, oh, Chris Rock getting smacked is, oh, he said this, so therefore he should get smacked. Because if you use that parameter, trust me, 90% of social media at one point should have been smacked because they all said stuff that's outrageous.
That's what I'm saying. It says more about the era we live in that people would think it's all right to go up there and smack a comedian or this or whatever. Like, it's ridiculous. And it wasn't even that crazy of a joke. Because one, you can't guarantee that he knew about the alopecia thing. Yeah. So that already puts context as to how
they knew about it. It's because they knew about it, so they assume that.
They didn't. A lot of people didn't know about it. They read about it afterwards. I didn't know about it. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the clips.
I literally thought that it was a hairstyle because I thought she looked quite good. So yeah.
I know. I saw one episode where they all shaved their head on the show. I think it was her grandmother, her kid. They all shaved their head together in like solidarity with each other, whatever. But I didn't know what it was. I honestly didn't know what. I thought it was like Sanaa Lathan in that movie or whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I don't know, man. My personal opinion is one. You can whatever action you take, there will always be a reaction that you might not be prepared for. Yeah. So you almost have to think outside the box. Like, okay, I'm cussing this guy. This guy might, you know what? Even if he doesn't slap me now or come up and do whatever, he may decide to make me his enemy for the rest of his career in Hollywood or this. Or, like, you just never know with guys. But I think Chris Rock was ready for that. Now it's a physical thing. Trust me, you won't get away with that twice. Yeah. And thing about Will is that comedians are now going to continue to use this for me.
Of course,
they're not going to let it go. You're going to.
That's what Michael Blackson on Chris Rock's page saying, like shout whatever. I know Michael Blackson as a comedian. I know
you're going to see mad skits. You're going to see styles. Now, they're gonna make fun of Chris Rock just as much as they're gonna make fun of Will Smith. Yeah, but yeah, just the fact that he was crying.
Well,
he looked upset.
The amount of jokes that people have made, like I've seen some jokes. I've seen jokes where somebody said, Chris Rock should have came back and said that's gonna hurt till August. I've seen some crazy jokes, man.
I saw another one like that where the guy was like, imagine if that guy is this angry in March. Imagine how it feels when it gets to August.
Do you know what I mean? So like people, because of that response, people are making more like, so it's not suddenly gonna stop or something like that.
Yeah, but then Will might be like, okay, I've achieved what I wanted, because what I wanted was the focus off of my wife.
Yeah,
it's on me now. Yeah, it's on Chris Rock. Nobody's talking about Jada anymore.
I just from what I think, innit? I could be 100% wrong, but I think he laughed at first. He thought it was funny.
Yeah.
He saw his wife's response. He felt guilty for laughing.
Yeah.
On top of that, he felt bad, but on top of that, there'll be guilt because he'd be like, I laughed at something that gave her pain. So now the guy has to overcompensate and overcorrect, and then at least there's a scenario.
Yeah, and listen, we've all been there. We've all laughed at something and then look to the side and see somebody we care about, maybe their head or whatever. And then we feel bad. And we try and
overcorrect,
reel it back in and try and get ready to calm down or whatever. So it was a natural response, but for it to lead to like a physical thing, I'm sure even Jada wasn't expecting that.
I think from everyone was, because if you look at Lupita and Lupita's face,
listen, that's the thing, we're making me dangerous, man, because I know she went home and she gave that guy the best night of his life, man. You know what I mean? Jada, you know what I'm saying? Gas that guy up, man. Yeah, going forward. That guy
what's mad is that even things like the Academy has never dealt like this. So even when I'm hearing that they're investigating, they don't know how to deal with the situation. No way the Academy's ever sat down and said, if violence happens at the Academy,
what's there to investigate? It's literally just, let's see what public opinion is saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And go from there. Yeah, I mean, that's
you know what people are not realistic here. If they don't believe that the Academy, I'm not saying whether they agree or disagree, but the Academy are not happy. Not about the attack, but about the ratings. Because I know the ratings shot through the roof of the Oscars.
And so they had 5 million more viewers than last time.
The Oscars is going to be the most talked about thing for the next week at least. And it puts weight on the Oscars. Not weight, but it puts eyes on the Oscars. So the Oscars can do what they want with those eyes. If they're not pretending that they're like, we're going to try and capitalize off this viewership, you know what I'm saying?
Because you have to bring Chris Rock back next year just so you can make jokes about it and crack about it. Yeah, I'm saying. I'm like, I hope Will and Jada are not in the front seat. Yeah,
nah, they don't do that.
Like security.
No, what you should make a joke on is I'm lucky that Will never had the Oscar then in his hand.
Listen, if the one guy who I feel should get praise from this situation is Chris Rock.
Yeah,
I thought the composure he showed afterwards. People was, you bitched out. You should have fought the guy. I don't need to do that. You know, like I don't think anybody looks at Chris Rock as a bitch after what happened. If anything, it just showed his professionalism. Like I'm hosting the show. It's bigger for me. You're just here to sit on the stage and smile and whatever. I'm presenting the show. You know, like I'm getting paid for this. It's a lot more. Like there'll be multiple gigs for me. You're just a guest.
Wait, somebody black hosted the Oscars before, was it?
Who
hosted it before?
They rotated between Whoopi Goldberg, Kevin Hart.
He was the main one. He was the main one.
Yeah, I mean, like they tend to rotate, but Chris Rock has done like 4 or 5 times. Okay. So he's obviously been successful at it. I don't know if Ricky Gervais has done it. He might have.
I don't know if he done the Oscars.
Yeah, I think he might have done the Oscars as well.
I watched Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
He was 10 times more offensive.
It would have been interesting. Yeah, it would have been interesting going forward. Like,
what do you think about the conversation of because he was another black guy that he made feel comfortable? I don't think necessarily is that. I think they know each other. I think Chris Rock will know. I mean, Chris Rock and Will Smith probably have a better relationship than. Because people say if it was Ricky Gervais, then Will Smith has with Ricky Gervais. I'm 100% sure.
But you see, that's the thing. When they say things like, if it was a black guy, are we trying to say that Will is a racist? Like he feels more comfortable slapping a black man than a white man. Like I don't
think it's a black. Because I say like this. I don't think Will Smith slaps 50 Cent. I don't see it.
Yeah. But that's not a black thing. That's more of like, okay, this guy might do harm to me. So I'm not just gonna go there. Like if you're weighing the idea up in your head physically.
Yeah, I mean? So when people say he's defending his wife.
Okay, let's see this. If Chris Rock had cracked a joke, let's say a Javier Bardem joke, yeah, and Javier Bardem went up and slapped him. Yeah, what would be the reaction of black people all of a sudden? Would it be like, oh well, they'd be like, nah, get that guy there, he's a racist. He wouldn't have slapped Ricky Gervais, but he's slapping Chris Rock, he's finished. People are just looking for angles to force whatever preconceived notions they have in there.
Well, do you know how you know it's crazy?
Conversation.
Because somebody said defend your, and this is when you know that you have to be genuine. I try to be as genuine as possible, as possible. And obviously, I'm not.
Yeah, but
the problem is that I saw people say defend your wife. It was good to smack you, but defend your wife. But if it was a woman that made that joke, and it's nothing wrong, if a woman made that joke, and Will Smith goes there, pow, come on, let's give it a buck.
Listen, my principles don't change regardless of the situation. Like I'm not. My first reaction is not going to be violent. It's not. Yeah, I mean, like we're not cavemen here.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I might have shouted like, "Keep my wife."
Yeah, exactly. Like all I think he did afterwards, he could have done it without going.
I'm not rocking with it. Dead. Yeah, I'm not. No, just no. Keep my wife. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean. It is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean,
guys, let us know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. Give us opinions on this. Do you think everyone's overhyped? Do you think people are virtual signaling and putting in what their personal opinions on what they feel passionate about on there? And I saw someone that said, "Oh, we don't know. She could have been coming from chemo, but she wasn't." You know what I'm saying? Like, Chris Rock could.
Besides, also some crazy conversations like men's hair laws versus women's hair laws. Who feels more? Who it is?
Chris Rock could have been, suffered from, child when he was young or some sort of physical abuse. That when he gets hit, there's always a if machine of what someone could have been through that could have made it worse. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, they said they pre-authorize all the jokes before you say it. Yeah, this
is a question. This is a question I would ask people. Yeah. Is it the joke itself or is it the response? That's quickly before we go. Is it the joke or the response? Because if Jada laughs, no one has a problem. Because let's be real, there are certain jokes that when people laugh, no one. Because in terms of joke, is it the joke or is it the response?
Let's say he had made an entanglement joke, and Jada didn't laugh. I don't know if it's the same response.
No.
Yeah, even though she may be upset, I don't think he goes up there.
But just so you know, it's disingenuous because I heard people make tons of funny jokes about Oscar Pistorius, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
When after he murdered his girlfriend, right? Yeah. Tons of jokes about his disabilities.
What is it? Once you've been convicted, anything?
No. But I'm saying the jokes themselves.
Yeah.
People that are disabled could come out and say that's not funny because of the disability. But no one ever came out and said, "Yo, these are not funny because people are disabled or whatever." So people pick and choose who they like. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. If let's say Donald Trump suffered from the same thing, and they made similar joke about Donald Trump losing his hair, no one will say no.
No, definitely we're biased by who we like,
and who we dislike. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're honest and just say I like her. I saw her in distress. I like her. I didn't like that. That's okay. You're allowed to like who you like, but just to say no, in general, the joke is the problem. I never felt it was never the joke. I felt like Will was right to say it was a response because he laughed. It wasn't a joke. Because if it was about the joke, Will, from the second he heard the joke, he would have laughed. He would have been like, "Nah, that's not funny. I'm not marking with that." But he was laughing. He was like,
Listen, and my thing is, anything is on the cards, bro. Whether it's slavery, I've heard some funny ass slavery jokes.
No, but me personally, I like dark humor because I think it's harder to make jokes about things that are that sensitive.
Yes.
So to make a joke that's actually
it's not low hanging fruit like that
exactly.
jokes and
what I realize about those jokes is they use jokes that actually make logical sense because they look at something so tragic and they'll say, "Wait a second, this doesn't make sense." Yeah.
Listen, and if you go down that whole offense route, you find out that every joke offends somebody. Yeah, and therefore you can't tell any joke. Yeah, because whatever joke you're telling, somebody could claim to be offended. Some people could claim to take it personal or have had that experience that led them to react a certain way. All of that. Yeah, I mean, so if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna find yourself not being able to tell any joke because everybody's gonna be offended. It's either everything goes or nothing goes. Now, the reaction can be different. Yeah, like I don't blame people for having the reaction you're having. It can lead to violence. No. Yeah, but at the same time, you want to protest the guy, you want to call him out, you want to boycott the company. That's up to you. Do what you got to do. I have the right to be like, I didn't find it offensive. I thought it was funny. I laughed, and that's it. I'm keeping it moving. You know, so it all depends on your perspective. But in terms of the comedian, you can't limit their jokes.
All I'm saying, when you said keep my wife's name out your mouth, are you talking to us? Are you just talking to Chris? Are you talking to everyone? So every outlet out there not going to do it. So you're going to go around slapping everybody. Anyone who talk about your wife, because they will talk about it. They'll continue to. That's what I'm saying. When you're saying stuff like keep my wife's name out your mouth, too, what, just to Chris? Or are you saying that to anyone who talk about your wife?
Nah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. You can't
it's ridiculous. It was definitely waiting for like a guy to say it in front of him. He was almost like, okay, this is my chance to puff on my chest, and you know what I mean, show this is me.
I think he regretted it since because it didn't do nothing. It just stole away magic from his Oscar win, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oscar was massive, and it took away from his speech. I didn't rewatch the speech, but I didn't care.
Yeah. No, it was just PR afterwards. I think he apologized to everybody except Chris. But yeah, you know how it is.
But yeah, you already know King Jones, Podfather, we out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Sure. We're back.
I need to pay for this mansion, man. You need to give me money for this mansion.
Yeah, it's nice, man. You need to invite me to the yard, do a proper housewarming. You show me the mansion.
No brokies. No brokies.
The grounds. IG.
Yeah, we out.